Hey guys, it's Ben here with MTM, here to talk to you about my everyday carry, my EDC. That by no means an expert on this, but I wanted to share with you what I've learned, what things I carry, why I carry them, and how often I use them, because that's, I think, is important too, and kind of my philosophy on why I carry what I do. All right, let's get into it. So, first thing I carry is this. The first thing off the bat is Glock 47. This has a Triticon SRO on it, and I'm running Federal HSTs. This is basically a Glock 17, but it allows you to put a Gen 5 Glock 19 slide on here to create basically a Glock 45. So that is what I have here with Surefire X300 as well. Kept everything stock on it. I wanted to do that because I've had some crappier handguns that I've carried before I was licensed, and because of where I lived at the time and the different laws, I was not allowed to carry then. So, not that I did, but I'm saying I didn't. But I wanted to have something stock, something that was true and tested. And some people hate on Glock, but they're known for their reliability and just being able to consistently produce a reliable and consistent handgun. So that's that. I also carry a extra magazine, also running Federal HSTs. Really great bullet. Has really great ballistics on it. This is the longer magazine just because the full-size gun pokes out a little bit, so this doesn't really add a whole lot more printing while carrying. I usually like to wear sweatshirts. That's just how I like it. I live down in the South, but I still like the heavier material. It conceals better, and I just like it better anyways. So that's my gun. The holster I'm wearing is a T-Rex Arms one. This is for the Glock 34, I believe. I think that's what this is. The light goes all the way to the bottom, and the slide does not. So if I want to later down the road get a longer Glock, I can just put it in here. This has been really great. I think I need to replace this little plastic wing here though, because I do notice my frame is starting to print a little bit more, and I think that's just what that is. I think they came up with a new little wing, so I'll be probably trying that here in the future. A really great gun. I don't go shooting a whole lot. I should go shooting more, but just don't have the time. But this always performs pretty well at the range, so I'm happy with it. And yeah, there's that. So obviously, you don't get into shootings a whole lot. I've never been in a deadly force encounter, and I haven't ever needed to present my gun at all and draw it from the holster. So thankfully I've never been in that situation, but I usually dry fire at least 2 or 3 times a week with that, trying to just get the reps in, because when I need, that's one of the tools that when I need it right then and as quick as possible. So that's one of the things that I train on. The next thing I have is pepper spray. This is a bigger bottle. This is Palm. They're Mark III. This Palm's has really great pepper spray, really great formula. If you go over to Active Self-Protection, John has some reviews on this company and does really great stuff. So there's that. I usually keep it in, I wear Carhartts, so usually they have your normal pockets in the front, but on the sides they have these little like cargo pockets for a little bit smaller than for your phone, but I keep this on my left side upside down, so when I grab it, I can grab it and index into the little actuator trigger here. Don't really practice with this a whole lot. That's because I feel like if I'm going to need something quickly, that's my gun, but something that will most likely need less lethal. I won't need to draw it super quick, or if I do draw it, I can draw it prior to any incident if I'm feeling uneasy. And with firearms, if you do that, there's some legal problems behind that if you draw your firearm pre-attack, that can kind of muddy up the waters legally. But obviously less lethal, has a lot less legal implications. Still some, but not as much as needing to use your firearm. But I feel like pre-drawing this won't be as big of a deal as it's just to incapacitate somebody through their mucous membrane. So that's what I carry for that. I carry this because if you go over to, again, active self-protection, there's some times where you don't need a firearm, but there is times where you need to defend yourself. So John says when you need something between a harsh word and a gun, that's where OC comes in. And that's why I have this. So if there's, I'll give you an example, if there's ever a homeless person that's like coming up and doesn't have a clear threat against me, against bodily death or bodily injury or death, but I still need to keep him from coming at me, whether he's like trying to frisk me or something, get to my wife or something like that. I feel like that's where this is more handy. And obviously you don't want to draw a gun on that, because if he doesn't have the triangle of let's see if I can remember this. All right, so I just had to go look it up. If you don't have ability, opportunity, or jeopardy, and you don't have all those combined together, then you can't really use deadly force in an incident. If somebody says they're going to kill you and they have a knife, but they're in a wheelchair that's 30 feet away, then obviously there's that threat there, but they can't do anything about it. You know, if they're on the phone and they're saying they're going to kill you and they're 20 miles away, then obviously that's a problem, but there's nothing that they can do at that moment to hurt you. So you just need those three things. But that's where this comes in handy, because then you don't need a gun, firearm to protect yourself. So moving on, I have my keys. I don't have a ton here. I just have on a little lanyard, easy to index. I can leave this outside my pocket. If I have groceries or something that I'm trying to get in the door, I just can use my pinky finger and grab onto this while I have groceries in my hand, that kind of thing. Have my wallet. This is a knockoff, like Ridge wallet. It's cheap. I've had it for a long time, but it's done really well. Use RFID blocking material, because you don't want your card information stolen or anything like that. The next thing I have that's actually really useful is a Leatherman multi-tool. This is a Skeletal, and I have probably used this the most out of everything that I've had, other than my phone, which I'm recording on right now. But my phone, but this has come in handy more times than I can count. It has, I can't even tell you how many times I've used this. I've used this to jump like small motorcycle batteries. It's just completely beat up, and this is a great tool to have. It's very slimline, easy to clip on your pants, and I have this in my front left pocket. My keys and my wallet I have in my right front pocket. These are just on the sides of my front left pocket. Going back to the OC, sometimes I don't have that side pocket on my leg on my left side. Sometimes the pants don't have that, so I'll just put it in my front left pocket. So there's the Leatherman. This next thing is the Streamlight Wedge. There's one that has a little rotary switch. I don't have that one. This one just has two settings. It has low and high, and it has Streamlight. They're like 5 and 10 tap technology. I really like this light because you can see if I tap it once, it has this like little red button or little red light. That's just because I locked it. I have had probably 5 or 6 different flashlights, crappy to mediocre, in their build quality and the pricing and stuff. And all those I've always ND'd in my pocket. So I'll look down and my leg's on fire. I'm like, what the heck? And it'll be because the light's on in my pocket. Draining battery, and yeah, it's just not good. Obviously, with my EDC, I'm not worried about letting opponents and people, enemies out there know, because just walking around like a normal Joe Schmo. But it's just really nice to be able to have that function, and you just tap 5 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and hold on the 5th, and then it'll go to the light being actually on. And then, so if you tap once, you can have it be, the first option be high beam, and then the second option be low beam. If you tap it 10 times and hold it, it will switch that function. So it'll be the first one is low beam and the second one is high beam. I haven't used that second one, but another owner of the channel here has it set to that, because that's just, he has a baby, so going into her room and using the first one, which is the low function for him, has been really helpful. So there's that just really good light, not too expensive. And so the next thing, the last thing I have actually is just a tourniquet. I try to keep a tourniquet on me. I started doing this a couple months ago. I haven't been into too many accidents or like come up upon people who need medical attention like a tourniquet, but I know that that is totally possible. And one thing I wanted to mention was S2 Underground has this little threat matrix where there's 2 axes, an X and a Y, and on one side is the how often something would happen, how often the threat would happen. This is a risk assessment. So how often the risk would happen versus the implementation of that risk. So you are more likely to get a flat tire than be nuked by a nuclear bomb. But the implementation of a nuke is different than the consequences of a flat tire, right? So flat tire, bummer, but you're not going to die from it. A nuke could absolutely just, we've never seen anything like that, at least here in the US. Obviously Japan's a different story, but it's definitely a life-altering situation that will definitely change a lot more things than just getting a flat tire. So we carry these tools because of those things, like I had with the flashlight and my Leatherman. I use those all the time. Those are for stuff that is lower on the implications of the different risks, but they happen a lot, so they're higher up in this quadrant. But like a tourniquet, I haven't ever used a tourniquet, right? At least in real life for practice and like drills, that's a different story, but in real life I've never used a tourniquet. But when I need a tourniquet, I need a tourniquet, right? That's the same thing with guns. So there's that. I have my favorite shoes on, and I know you can't see, but they're my Solomon's. Actually, I'll probably just take them off. I just got them. I just got these new ones, but I really like the Solomon shoe and just their company in general. They make some really great shoes. Boop. They're really great. I like these higher shoes rather than the lower ones. These are not their Gore-Tex, because their Gore-Tex keep moisture in, and I'm not planning on being in a whole lot of water and rain. If you're outside a lot, like if you're a cop, for instance, and you're out in rain or whatever, or snow, you probably want a waterproof barrier, which is the Gore-Tex. But these are just their normal ones. These are the XA Forces. Really nice shoes. I really like this like bungee like lace thing. I have always hated tying my shoes, and whenever I need to go somewhere quick, it's just a pain in the butt. So that's a really nice feature, that it's really just, cinch it up and you're good to go. Let's see. Next thing, I usually have Carhartt pants. I like that they have more loops than most other like jeans and other kind of work pants like that for your belt. The belt that I have is from, I think this is how you say it, Segura. It's when, this is Grantham's company, I think still. And obviously this was when Grantham was cool and was not sleeping with a bunch of gun bunnies. which is not cool. Not cool, guys. Um, anyway, so this is a really great belt. I have always loved this belt. I got this one new. I have a black one that was when they were, I forget their older company name, but I have one from there that I got used. Both these belts are awesome. They're made of scuba webbing and they're still super rigid. So it's, I've had this belt for maybe like 5 or 6 years, and it's bendy this way. It's definitely more flexible that way, but it's still super, super rigid where it counts, which is great for a gun belt. So there's that. I'm a 34 waist, and this is a small, so do with that with that information what you will. And yeah, I got my ring. It's just a tungsten ring from Sears. I think it's Sears, or maybe it's TJ Maxx. I don't know. Guys, get married. Like, seriously, what are you doing? Stop sleeping around with the girls. Even if you're not doing that, dude, it's like the best thing ever. Like, I was so nervous about getting married and engaged and all this stuff. Dude, it's so awesome. Best decision ever. Anyway, I have a Garmin Instinct. This is not the solar. This is not the tactical. This is not any of the fancy stuff. Best watch I've ever had. You can get texts, your heart rate, the weather, barometric pressure information, which is nerdy, I know, but it's kind of cool. Compass, your stopwatch, your alarms, like everything can be on here, and it's so cool. GPS, that's one of the biggest things for me with this. Is it's really cool that you can have a GPS just on your watch like that. You don't need a cellular connection, don't need any of that crap, so that's really cool. Anyway, yeah, just gonna say that's done for the review. If you're here for extra, which, good on you. Thank you for actually caring about me. But yeah, just carrying this stuff because I felt like a lot of this stuff is helpful, whether it's on a daily application or when stuff hits the fan. Not like SHTF, but just like on a daily basis. If there's a shooter in the grocery store, or there's a car accident and someone, got their limb amputated from, rollover or something like that. Just things like that. There's 2 more things actually. I keep in my car. These are not on my person, but this is my Meshtastic Note. Just like to keep this on me in the car and be able to, while I'm driving, see stuff that's over Meshtastic. It's really easy for me to just go from home to work, home to work, home to work, and that gets really depressing over a little bit. So it's kind of fun to reach out into my neighborhood and the community and to be able to actually talk with people that have some of the same interests as me. And then kind of along with the on-person tourniquet, but this is a medical kit that I put together. This is the Spiritus. This is the large fanny pack, but I like this because I can just have it under the seat in my car. When I'm doing tactical stuff or whatever, I can put this on and throw it along the side and have an extra IFAK for myself or a buddy or something if that is needed. But I have 2 burn dressings. I have a boo-boo kit in the front here, just a lot of band-aids and Neosporin and crap. But the big pouch is another tourniquet, emergency blanket, survival blanket, some burn tech dressings for burn victims, some chest seals, combat gauze, all the fun stuff, all the goodies, an NPA and nasopharyngeal airway, some packing gauze, just all the fun stuff for when fun things are not happening. So there's that. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all I have for you guys. Please like, subscribe. If you got to the end, thank you. I'm trying to get better at these videos and be more like me and stop trying to focus on editing the crap out of these. But yeah, thank you guys. Like, subscribe, comment, whatever. If I'm doing a crappy job, please tell me. If you want to see something else, please tell me that. I got a comment a couple weeks ago. Life's been really busy, but to make something about make a video on if you have family members or your friends or whatever are not in this space of preparedness. How do you get them into that? How do you help them get that kind of mindset and come into the fold and maybe create a community with them, a mutual assistance group, or MAG, as some people call it. And I'm going to try to make a video on that. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.